Today I'm going to show you how to make this Christmas card. It's sort of opposite from one I showed you last week with the embossing on the inside of the punched out ornament. So the first thing that we're going to do in order to make this is to take a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and this cardstock is a full sheet cut in half, so it's 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. I'm going to fold that over and crease it with my bone folder. Then the next step, the Lovely as a Tree stamp set, we're going to use this landscape stamp that comes out of that, and ink that stamp up with Versamark ink, because the first thing we want to do to our card is to emboss it with the gumball green embossing powder. So I'm going to set that down right in the middle of my card. Then the next step is to go ahead and pour the gumball green powder on it. And instead of going all over the card, I'm pouring it in the middle where that ornament is going to be punched out. Just like that. Then I want to take my heat tool and emboss it. Now that it's embossed, see it's sort of shiny in that gumball green color. That's such a lovely color for Christmas. The next step is to go ahead and take a piece of the Naturals white cardstock, and we're going to ink that up in cherry cobbler ink. And again, we're using the same stamp, so I'm going to make sure that I have it clean before I put it in there. I'm going to ink that up. And center that on my cardstock. And then what we'd like to do is take your Ornament Punch, and I'm going to punch out that middle tree, just making sure I get the tip of it up in the top of that ornament. Then once I've done that, I can line it up on my card and get ready to glue it. But before I do that, there's one more step that I want to do just to add a little bit more texture to this card. And that is to take the front of the card and run it through the Big Shot using the lace brocade embossing folder that's in the Holiday Mini. When you put it in there, to make sure that the texture is facing up, you want to make sure that you put the top of the card that is your front, you want to make sure that the part of the folder that's going over that has the Stampin' Up label on the front. Then you want to run that through the Big Shot. So when that comes out of the Big Shot, you take it out of the folder. That's just gorgeous. Can you see? Let's see if we can see that lace brocade surface on there now. Can you see that? That's just gorgeous. That adds just a little bit more texture. So now I am ready to add my white cardstock over the cherry cobbler. Again, before I do that, I forgot one more thing. What we're going to do is we're going to mat that onto some gumball green, and that's just going to bring out the green color of the trees. Let's go ahead and take our blue dots and adhere our Naturals white cardstock to our gumball green cardstock. I'm going to put a glue dot on each corner and then center that onto this mat. And then again, take my Ornament Punch, line up where I punched it before, then add glue dots to the four corners of the gumball green. And to line this up, you just want to go along the bottom line here in the tree trunk. It's very easy with this set to line it up like that. Now the last thing is to add a sentiment across the top. Hopefully I have left enough room to do that. I'm going to use the gumball green ink, and then I'm using a stamp set from Greetings of the Season. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas one at the bottom. So I'm going to ink that up in my gumball green and then place that right across the top of my Naturals White cardstock. And there you go. What a gorgeous card. Thanks for stopping by today.